Hello and welcome to this weekly episode of the Commerce Riff with the CPG Guys. I'm of course your co-host Sri Rajagopalaniki, Papa Raj, co-founder and CRO of Think Blue Consulting, joined by my co-host and co-founder of the CPG Guys, PVSP, aka Peter Viespan. How you doing, man?
Hey, Sri, I'm doing great. Excited to get this week's segment episode going with you. Our first episode was actually very well received based on the downloads. The CPG Guys are happy to add by demand content that you, our audience, have asked for, weekly highlights and our opinions on some of the most important news items from our great CPG and retail omnichannel industry. So this is the episode number 2. You can also find it in video format on YouTube and some of our other vanity platforms. Soon we will have an Instagram and TikTok version to add to that. Please do follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube channels simply called CPG Guys. Very easy to find. Yes, it's that easy. So, Sri, without further ado, let's get this party started.
Item number 1 is Kraft Heinz, according to Motley Fool, and it's all over the news, whether it's Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg. Warren Buffett and Berkshire helped orchestrate the merger of Kraft and Heinz in 2015, but the stock has performed terribly since then. Kraft Heinz is planning to split its condiments and sauces business from its North American grocer division. In a rare public repudiation, Buffett went on to CNBC and called the split disappointing. This is huge for our industry, man. I worry about PepsiCo and Frito-Lay in a similar manner. In a move that many thought could be coming, Kraft Heinz's management team has chosen to split into two. One company, Global Taste Elevation Company, will comprise the faster-growing sauces and condiments products. The other company, North American Grocery Company, will house the North American grocery business. The move comes after shares of Kraft Heinz struggled immensely, down over 22% in the past 5 years. Peter, AI in the news, Walmart, what's going on with OpenAI?
Yeah, Sri, Retail Technology Innovation Hub reports that Walmart has been announced as a launch partner for OpenAI's new jobs platform and OpenAI certifications initiative, alongside John Deere, Boston Consulting Group, Accenture. Indeed, Texas Association of Business, and Bay Area Council in the state of Delaware. Beginning next year, U.S. frontline and office-based associates will be able to tap into AI training. Through the Walmart Academy program, employees will have free access to a tailored version of the aforementioned certification. We know the future of retail won't be defined by technology alone. It will be defined by people who know how to use it. By bringing AI training directly to our associates, we're putting the most powerful technology of our time in their hands, giving them the skills to rewrite the playbook and shape the future of retail, says John Furner, CEO of Walmart here in the US. So kudos to Walmart for embracing AI as a future tool for growth. Moving on, the CPG Guys cannot have a riff without discussing the impact of the Kelsey Swift engagement. Sri, what's this all about?
Well, last week in the Riff, we actually covered American Eagle bringing Jason Kelsey on as a spokesperson, his brand, etc. This week, I have to say, unless you've been holidaying on Saturn as of late, you'll be aware that Taylor Swift is now, and I mean Saturn on the planet, just for those who are not sure. You'll be aware that Taylor Swift is now engaged with Travis Kelsey. And truth be told, the news has probably also reached the red planet. So, hey ho, this hasn't just lit up social media and made Swifties everywhere explode with excitement. It's reshaping online shopping trends. New analysis from VisualSoft actually shows a significant uplift in jewelry sales and searches since the announcement, with August actually delivering a standout performance for the sector. Jewelry and watch sales were up 22% year over year in August, with a month-on-month increase of 23%. This is in sharp contrast to August 2024, when the sector fell by 18% compared to the previous month. Get the connection, Peter. Jewelry, watches, engagement, weddings. In 2025, sales have shown steady momentum across the summer months, with positive growth in June +15, July +9, leading up to the August spike. Search data also reveals the Swift effect most clearly. In 2025, searches for rings climbed in August, up 7% month on month, while promise rings dropped by 14% compared to July. This shift strongly suggests consumers were influenced by the engagement announcement and began prioritizing engagement rings over promise rings, VisualSoft says. On to you, Peter.
Indeed. That was going to happen, Sri. One last story this week I want to talk about Nestle and the CEO change, but I'll talk about my pet peeve topic, Trader Joe's. Store expansion, 7 stores across the country. The loyal cult-like fans are going to love this. All of the new stores will be in states where Trader Joe's has already set up shop, although the Columbia location will help fill out its sparse presence in South Carolina, where the grocery only operates 4 stores. One of them is actually coming to Hamden, Connecticut, Sri, right in my neighborhood. So I'm looking forward to having it, though I would like to have some e-commerce associated with it, including in the 7 announced this week. Trader Joe's has unveiled plans for 30 yet-to-open locations since the start of 2025. All right, folks, so that's our take on relevant...
Hold the presses, Peter. You wanted to talk about the Nestle CEO? Let's talk about the Nestle CEO, not just your pet peeve, because we actually have the time. So let me bring up what the heck happened, right? Straight from New York Post. So Peter and I aren't dreaming this, right? Here's the headline article that was on New York Post on September 5th. Fired Nestle CEO Laurent Fresh, mistress caught him cheating with another subordinate in a Swiss hotel. That's the report on New York Post. So former Nestle CEO was fired after a senior executive said to be his mistress allegedly caught him in a Zurich hotel with a subordinate and then filed a complaint through the company's anonymous hotline that triggered an internal investigation according to an exclusive report. Peter, what was the other recent one that happened at a Coldplay concert? Do you want to elaborate?
That was for a company called Astronomer. The CEO was caught at the concert on video with his head of HR, both of whom were married. So I think this just goes to show you, Sri, you have to live the values that you set. If you're not going to do that at the highest levels, you can't expect anybody below that to do the same. That's the lesson here.
30 years in corporate America, Peter, all my life, in some of the largest brands that I've represented, we do everything from training programs on sexual harassment, training programs on ethics. How can the top dogs actually do this after enforcing ethics on the entire company? And I'm sure plenty of people, whether it's Astronomer or whether it's Nestle, have gotten let go over the years for ethics violations. So, of course, he's getting let go for an ethics violation. So the company's doing the absolute right thing like it should. But one rule for thou, one rule for thee, huh, Peter? Corporate America.
Yeah. I think it goes beyond corporate America, Sri. In any event, that's our take on relevant commerce happenings from so many announcements this past week we thought were meaningful and could not be passed off on a riff. So we hope you enjoyed it. Please do click like our posts on all platforms and follow us on LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, and now YouTube. Thanks. And see you next week for another edition of Commerce Riff by the CPG Guys.
The content in this podcast episode is provided for general informational purposes only. By listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as advice from CPG Guys LLC or the individual author, hosts, or guests, nor is it intended to be a substitute for research on any subject matter. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by CPG Guys LLC. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The views expressed by CPG Guys LLC do not represent the views of their employers or the entity they represent. CPG Guys LLC expressly disclaims any and all liability or responsibility for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or other damages arising out of any individual's use of, reference to, or inability to use this podcast or the information we present in this podcast.